women are in combat. Although technically women are not allowed to have combat jobs and aren't supposed to be assigned to units whose primary mission is direct ground combat at below the brigade level, the military gets around that by just attaching women. And also, given the nature of warfare in Iraq and Afghanistan today, there is no such thing as a front line compared to a rear zone where people are safe and protected. I mean, mortars can land in the green zone. So it isn't as if somebody can go to Iraq or Afghanistan and not be in combat. Women have died in combat, been injured in combat. But there's still a lot of confusion about that. I've been asked if I was allowed to carry a gun because I'm just a girl. Women can definitely face challenges proving the service-connected nature of their PTSD if they do develop PTSD as a result of their military service, whether that's combat-related or due to military sexual trauma. In terms of proving combat-related PTSD, women may face challenges because they theoretically aren't in combat. They supposedly aren't in combat. So if there's nothing in the paperwork that can prove it, then women may face challenges proving again that it is service-connected and that they did experience combat. In terms of military sexual trauma, because there's such a stigma about coming forward and so few people do come forward if they've experienced military sexual trauma, and this applies to male and female troops and veterans, there may be no paper trail whatsoever. And because of the gap between the Veterans Health Administration and the Veterans Benefits Administration, although veterans may be getting treated for PTSD that stems from military sexual trauma, they may be denied compensation, they may be denied disability because they can't prove that it was service-connected, even though the provider treating them believes that it was service-connected. And that's where this division can be really difficult and frustrating. I've heard a number of anecdotes about women coming forward who were sexually assaulted and are then threatened to be punished. If they were drinking underage, for example, we're going to punish you for drinking underage. We'll punish you because you left your guard post and that's when you were sexually assaulted. Military sexual trauma is something that can have long-lasting effects on individual women. It's very strongly correlated with post-traumatic stress and psychological injury. Unfortunately, a lot of women feel stigmatized, and men even more so, I believe. A lot of people who experience military sexual trauma do not come forward because of the huge stigma that surrounds it, and sadly may turn to unhealthy coping mechanisms when they get home, like substance abuse. And that's why it's so important that we make sure that people know that they have services available to them within the VA. If they're not comfortable using the VA for whatever reason, there are community-based organizations such as Grace After Fire that are standing there and ready to help them get peer support from those who understand what they've been through and get them access to services. What I struggle with is how to tackle this in a way that encourages positive change, instead of encouraging the military to defensively shut down and try even harder to resist acknowledging that this is a serious problem and trying to improve it.